Right. All right. So I think it says sending data. Today is Tech Tuesday. It says I'm streaming, and I believe I'm streaming. I'm just going to just double check just to make sure. And yes, I believe we are live. Okay. So good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, Tech Tuesday. Trying to also stream on I don't think I am anymore. Oh, cancel. So I think I am. Anyway. All right. So today's Tuesday and it's the 25th of May. We're still in Electrical Safety Month. So we're going to have continue the educational, continue the connection on life safety, on safety in general with regard to electricity. Hey, Joseph, we're live. Good morning. Good morning. So I'm just trying to get in gear. I took a long weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Went to see some friends in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's about a 7-hour drive. Wasn't too bad. And Tamaki Ono, glad to see you are here today as well. But yeah, so I'm coming off of a 4-day weekend, and we had a blast in Charlotte, North Carolina. Great city. First time, I fly through the airport a lot. Never spent time in Charlotte, and we have some friends down in that area, so we decided to stay downtown, and we did. Had a great weekend. But now it's back to the groove. So it is back into the mode of Tech Tuesdays and Thursdays. So the lineup today's session at 5 o'clock p.m. is going to be on Article 700 Life Safety Systems. I'm going to have Larry Ayer with me. So that ought to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about Article 700, and I know we'll drift into 701, 702, 708, because I'm sure that we will be tying a lot of these different things together. We'll be talking about Article 220 for load calculations, I'm sure. And we'll be talking probably about separately derived systems. One thing about a live program, as everybody understands, and everybody who's been watching this, you never know the direction that we're going to go. We came off of last Thursday a really good discussion with Mike King. He and I talked a lot about the arc flash calculation. We did a little bit of a deep dive. I thought it was a stimulating discussion because a lot of the stuff that we talked about, I know we talk about, hey, Nihad, good morning, sir. I know we talk about calculations and sometimes we don't quite understand how difficult some of the decisions and all of the decisions that go into performing an arc flash calculation. It's not just as simple as calculate your available fault current, stick it into an equation, determine your clearing time, and you're done. It's there. We talked about the maximum and minimum arcing currents. Or bolted fault currents, and then two values of arcing current, and all this other good stuff. Good to see you online, Nihad. Hope all is well with you. I'm just coming off of a 4-day weekend, brother. It was wow. I rarely do this, Nihad. I did not open my computer Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Good morning from LinkedIn. And just had a phone call. So I'm trying to stream over to Twitter too, but I don't know. Yeah, it stopped. I got clobbered. Anyway. Yes, and Steve Frohming in the house. And Steve, we had a great. I hope your Friday went well, Steve. I was driving down to North Carolina, and it was a long drive, but we made it. So this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I did not open a book. I didn't open my computer. I tried not to even look at my phone other than to take a picture here and there. So there was a protest going on. There was a protest going on in downtown, I don't know. I wouldn't call it a protest. Call it maybe a demonstration. I don't know. It was free Palestinians. It was related to the Palestinian issue that was going on. So they had a big march through downtown Charlotte. That was interesting to see. But pretty nice city, pretty clean. Good food, good time. We met some good friends down there. So we had a good weekend. But back to Article 700. So Larry, Ayer, and I are going to be talking about Article 700. Hopefully we'll have David Smith with us as well. We're going to dig into 700 life safety systems. And like I said, we'll probably help understand the differences between a 700, 701, 702, 708. Those types of systems. We'll be talking about the load calculation, talk about separately derived systems, having that generator, having maybe batteries. And I know, what's going in there now. They're talking about energy storage systems being able to be that backup. I know that NFPA 99 made some changes, and they're recognizing energy storage systems. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Else. So that's today, and then hopefully I got to connect with Mr. Fellow, but I believe tomorrow I'm going to try to get a discussion with Joe Fellow on, Joe and I worked together a while ago before he retired, and when I was in residential products, when I was in the residential business within Eaton, and Joe came to me with a concern about marinas. And he had a passion. And what I think we all have to do is help other people succeed and not claim any victories of your own. It's really that individual who you helped, right? And then together as a team, you make change happen. Well, we saw a lot of changes in marinas. And I'll tell you, a lot of that happened because Joe Fellow put something on my desk, which we will talk about, and shared a story or two with me, showed me some data, and he and I worked together, and we made some change in Article 555. We got some balls rolling, and I want to recognize Joe for that effort. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Hopefully tomorrow. I got to talk to him, and he and I went back and forth with times. I've got to check my calendar and I make sure that. So right now it looks like tomorrow's discussion with him is 12 noon. And I know he and I talked about moving it. So I got to double check my calendar and make sure. And I got to contact Joe to make sure that he and I can even talk tomorrow. So I'm hoping to get him in on Electrical Safety Month because Article 555 and everything else, that's all about life safety. So, and hopefully, if you missed Steve Frohming's Wisconsin chapter this past week, I wouldn't let another one of those go by, in my opinion. Steve's group and other IAEI chapters are doing a lot to bring educational materials, and they're leveraging technology. I mean, Steve is on the bleeding edge, and others are as well. The guys over in Boston area, Massachusetts, are doing something similar. They're having events, and some of their events are even free. You'd have to double check. You reach out to Jack Lyons or send me a note if you're interested in that stuff, and I'll try to connect you. But don't let these opportunities for education pass you by online. Some of it's free, some of it is very inexpensive, relative. Think about, I don't know what Steve charged for the Wisconsin chapter, but in many cases, if you if you think about what you would have to do to go to some of these events, you'd have to get in a vehicle if you're just, at least if you're in driving distance, or fly. And then you have a hotel you've got to pay for. And then, oh, by the way, we do have to consume food and beverage to exist. And a lot of that, or all of that, comes with a price. And what Steve is doing and what others are doing are all a part of sharing information and increasing safety online. And I think that's going to be a part of our regiment moving forward. So hopefully, is Larry Ayer joining the Buck 41 Club tonight? I don't know. We'll have to see. 50 each, but buy 4 to get the 5th free. So think about, so Steve Frohming, Steve put out a program that was $50 for each of those technical sessions. And if you bought 4, you've got a 5th one for free. So 5 sessions, and you could pick and choose. You could say, look, I'm going to spend $50 and I'm going to watch this one. Perfectly fine. And but it's important that we engage and take those opportunities. People like Steve and others, and myself and others, we go through a lot. I mean, Steve and I have talked. I mean, he's got a stream deck like I do. He's got, I don't know, he's got like 20 monitors in his office. The guy is leveraging OBS software. He's leveraging Zoom and all of these other technologies, and that passion and that serving up of information. I mean, you're not going to find any of this technical knowledge. These are people, I mean, you look at his lineup of individuals. Tom Lichtenstein, he had UL, he had ETL, he had Joe Andre, he had all of the big hitters who are heavily involved with the National Electrical Code and other standards. Engineers, inspectors, electricians, people who carried the belt for ages and want to share their information. All of that's happening online. And I'm just, personally, I think that it's a huge opportunity for all of us. And I was happy to be able to wait in the wings just in case something went wrong, and nothing went wrong. I knew nothing was going to go wrong. I mean, Steve had that had the steering wheel there, and he was driving that truck, and it was moving, and I knew nothing was going to stop it. So leverage those opportunities, and I'll do what I can to try to help everybody understand. But you can just go to the IAEI.org website and look at the calendar of events and see who's doing what and where. I believe those calendars are all updated. So don't forget about those opportunities. I'm just going to take a look at the chats here. You can post videos related to the switchgear industry in the LinkedIn, Telegram, and WhatsApp switchgear content groups. Oh, excellent. Well, you know what, Ollie, I am going to be, and thanks for putting the link there. I'll have to keep you in mind, because I'm planning on doing some medium voltage stuff and big equipment type of applications, especially as we move into next month. June's going to be my energy month, quote unquote energy month. So I want to talk about energy management, energy control, monitoring, communication hardware and software, and what we can get out of all of these different devices related to energy. So energy billing, how do we sub-bill? How do we sub-meter and bill and do cost allocation of energy to maybe tenants or whatnot? And when I say tenants, that could be within your own facility. I know we've done manufacturing facilities where they make a widget, and they have maybe 6 different types of widgets and 6 different product lines, and they knew exactly how much energy it cost them to make that widget. And then they would give that department, this is genius, they would give the department a budget, and basically say for example they took one of your months of energy usage or a few of your months of energy usage and said, okay, this is your budget for energy and you have to pay us back. Your department will pay into the energy bill for your product line. And what does that do? And they tell them, look, this is your budget. If you come under budget in your energy usage, you can take that extra money and put it to something else in your department. But this is your budget. So what does that do? That drives a behavior of energy consciousness and energy usage reduction, because now you're tying dollars to it. Okay. And I want to get into all of these strategies to motivate reduction of energy usage in industrial facilities and even in like some airports. I mean, we've done many airports where they're billing their tenants, which could be a kiosk or a Burger King or a McDonald's or whatever, for their energy profiles. But if you sat down and said, okay, here's your budget in your plant, this is your budget, and if you come under budget, then that's extra money you use somewhere else next month. But don't come over budget next month, because now that's going to come out of something else in your department. So now, I mean, it drives behaviors. Okay, so we're going to talk about energy next month, and Ollie, I might be tapping you with maybe I'm gonna, once I get my schedule together, I'll maybe I got to try to figure out how to establish the links ahead of time for each of those, and still be able to stream very easily by just hitting a button. So, but in any case, I will try to figure that one out, Ollie, and loop you in. All right, I'll visit your platform. This is a pretty cool idea. Sure, ignites innovation for energy consumption reduction. Yeah, you know what, Nihad, and we've when I first started with Eaton, we had an energy management or power management. I did remote monitoring, remote billing. I would dial into our customers' locations and generate bills and print it out on their printers in their local facility, and then they would hand those bills over to each of the departments. I mean, it's a way to get people to do something and institute change in a positive way. You know, it's a, hey, if you save money, you've got this extra money to use maybe on a special project, or put it in your little bank account. This is your running tally, and they did leverage it. So yep. And the other thing is, we've got a Power in Focus. Eaton does these Power in Focus, our training facility, our training center up in Warrendale, and now down in Texas as well. They do a training program. I think I spelled safety wrong. Didn't look right. Hold on, I'm gonna have to fix that. But here is a Power in Focus in our Experience Center. You can Google this. You can register for it, and I believe it's June. And I wrote down in my little notebook, June 23rd is going to be a magic day. So if you can tune into that, that would be awesome. So Power in Focus is another good opportunity for you. So you won't want to miss. All right, and I gotta look at that. I spelled safety wrong. Jeez, oh man, this is what did we call this? 4 days of R&R. Not the R&R Ranch, Steve. Just 4 days of taking it easy, and I can't spell safety. Make sure I spelled everything else right. All right, so it's 8:06. I gotta go. I've got another meeting going up. We're also continuing our testing down in the lab. So with Dr. Lee for the IEEE 1584, advancing safety and understanding single phase and DC arc flashes. So hopefully, once Dr. Lee gets all done with that, he'll have an IEEE paper, and we'll be able to deliver that at an electrical safety workshop. And then after that, I'll be able to share some of the information. So you're going to want to stay tuned and subscribe to my channel, hit the thumbs up, hit the likes, follow me on LinkedIn, or connect with me on LinkedIn and even Facebook. and Twitter. So I was just trying to do I realized you can go live on Twitter. I didn't know that. So I started it and I got a phone call in the middle of my tweet, which clobbered my feed. So that's okay. All right, everybody, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for joining me this morning, Tuesday, which is now my Monday, because yesterday I was out of pocket. So join me today at 5:00 p.m. Eastern with Larry Ayer to talk about Article 700, Life Safety System. All right. All righty. Thank you, Nihad. Thanks for joining in, and hopefully we'll see you tonight. Take care, everybody. Stay safe today. Thank you for what you do for the electrical industry, and thanks for what each of you do for electrical safety. Stay safe, and please stay healthy. See you at 5.